All right, I guess the other video ended, but here we are. I guess part two of bringing the tree down. Pulled the cedar out the other direction as far as I could before I ran out of anchor trees. I have come along, anchored to a cedar back here. And I cut the hinge on that white oak more, and it didn't move. So I'm gonna try and pull it out. Let's see if I can find a spot to set this where you can get a good view of it. Let me move some of this garbage from in front of it. Hopefully you can see what happens. Maybe. Right there, he's still too much hung up on there to... They didn't cut that hinge all the way, I guess. Let's see. Well, don't know how much of that got on the footage. I'll review it later. But it's down. A very dangerous tree is now on the ground. So yay. Let me walk up here and show you this tree. Not only was it leaning really bad over where I'm building a fence, but the center of it was rotting. It was rotting through here and around and all this. So it had this little bit here hanging it for that big old tree. There's no way I could have left that up. It would have just rotted away and fallen right on top of that fence in a few years. I mean, probably within a couple of years, that tree would have been on the fence, and then I would have had to cut it off. The cedar came down. I had already over here cut a cedar down. I don't know if you can see it underneath it. and I cut another little white oak down that I figured it was going to hang on. And that white oak had hung up a little bit, the little one, but I figured it was already notched and back cut and leaning, and as soon as this one touched it, it was going to fall, and it did. There's a little bit, see, this tree's not quite on the ground yet. See, it landed on the stump there, and it's hovering up here. But I'll get in here and I'll limb up that cedar, cut it off up there, pull that log out, or post out, whatever. And then I will get in here and start limbing up this white oak, and I'll cut it up for firewood. I think the first 4 or 5 feet of this are going to be no good because it's rotten, but then above that it's just going to be a firewood log. There's no point in doing anything else with it. And as far as the other 2 that we're growing with it, yeah, I think I might be clearing out this little scrubby stuff underneath them and dropping them, because if this one's rotten like that, those others, there's a good chance they're rotten and hollow. So, and I'm trying to get this fence up so I can get my cattle back here, and I don't want danger trees like this around. One windstorm and they could end up just falling. So that's gonna happen before the fence gets built. So probably tomorrow I'll get out. I'm out of daylight today, so I'm just gonna take my chainsaw and the chainsaw and my tree hugger strap, and I'll get out of here for tonight.